it's it's Ben Gvir taunting the hostages from the flotilla.
אלה הטרוריסטים של המשט. אלה הטרוריסטים. די טרוריסט. תקל עליהם. תומכי רוצחים. אגב, באוניות שלהם נמצאו קרחנה שלמה. הם לא באו באמת, לא למשט, לא לעזור, אלא הם באו בעד עזה, בעד הטרוריסטים. אלה טרוריסטים. הם תומכי טרור.
מה זה פה?
הספינה שלהם. המפכ"ל בדיוק מראה לי את זה יחד עם מפקד מחוז דרום. מחפשים כאן סיוע הומניטרי. יש כאן מטרנה אחד.
מה זה? זה סיוע הומניטרי? אני לא רואה פה שום דבר.
יש כאן מטרנה אחד, כמו שהמפכ"ל אומר, ונראה כל חינגה אחת גדולה. איזה חינגה יש כאן? לא סיוע ולא הומניטרי.
Right, Jackie, what do you make of that charming guy there?
Actually, it makes me feel sick. It actually makes me feel physically sick. But I want to put this into the context of everything that is happening, right? Last week, and I didn't know about this till recently, an imam was stabbed in a mosque. Last night, a mosque was set on fire in East Sussex. Yesterday, Tommy Robinson was invited by the government of Israel, not the far right, but by the government of Israel, to go over to Israel to be applauded and lauded. That's what we're talking about, because we've got to get it into our heads that this is not local. This is global. What is happening now is affecting our domestic politics. Zionism, the state of Israel, far-right racism is affecting our government, the way that we are allowed to speak, what we're allowed to learn, what we're allowed to see, what we're allowed to say. And we have a state that is now not just totally rogue, but is allowed to be totally rogue. They have broken, Israel have broken every single international code that there is. They have bombed or been at war with 7 countries around them. They have killed thousands of people outside their own country with terrorist attacks. They have killed what I suspect is well over 100,000 Palestinian people in Gaza. They are on the rampage in the South Bank. What we have as a response, as John said, is we have an uprising, a general uprising beginning to happen. And why do we have it? Because our governments are incapable, either because they are totally complicit, they are totally blackmailed, they are totally terrified by this Zionist entity. So the people have to take this into their hands. And that's what we've seen in Spain. And that's what we've seen in Italy. And we are even seeing it in countries like Germany, the most repressive countries in America. We're even seeing it there. We have to call now for a globalized strike. We've tried BDS. We have tried marching. There is one more thing we can do. And can I just say, I heard yesterday, and I thought it was brilliant, and it was black activists talking about the fact that if Farage gets in and starts to do like a Trump thing here in this country, that what they need to do is to call on black people and people in solidarity with people of color to actually down tools and go on strike. And we need to do this now. Ben Gvir, just listen, this man who has been sanctioned in 35 countries has the chutzpah not to just do it, but to film himself having kidnapped people in international waters, behaving in a criminal way to people who he is mandated to protect. That's what we have. And there has not been a peep out of our government. There's hardly been a mention in the media. When we have Israel, the forever victims, Israel, who are allowed to bully and terrorize everybody while talking to us, how dare they, about their feelings. Because international law apparently does not apply to Israel. International law does not apply to Zionism because they are the chosen people. And because of this, we are seeing attempts to ban protests against the worst genocide that has ever been televised. Actually, the people holding up the posters have shown us the way. We have to go on the streets. We have to ask our trades unionists to organize and back us when we actually withdraw our labor. Greta Thunberg is a 22-year-old woman who only years ago was being lauded by these very same liberal style governments. She was, being talked about in primary schools. She was all over the place as this wonderful person. They have now put her into a freezing, flea-infested, cold cell. They have wrapped her in the Israeli flag and taken photographs of her. She is being publicly tortured and humiliated, not given enough food and water, and they are telling us about it. They are telling us about it. It is an obscenity, because what they're prepared to do to those people, our governments will be prepared to do with us. It has now got like that. Enough. I am not in any way interested anymore in being told about the feelings that people have, because I know what's actually happening. I know what's actually happening, and enough is enough. Global intifada, what it means is a global uprising against the forces of oppression. And that is where they're pushing us.
Thank you, Jackie.